Been to a 3D fashion store with some ISU professors. And find out how to give blood at the ISU Spring Blood Drive in the Memorial Union. With Jonathan Harris and Johnny Gendrich. Jesse Kaler with weather. And Katie Longnecker with sports. iState News starts now. Coming up on this.
Welcome to the March 20th edition of iState News. I'm Jonathan Harris.
And I'm Johnny Gendrich.
After serving 9 years as president of the Iowa State University Foundation, Dan Saftag stepped down from his job on Monday. Saftag is the second resignation by a top ISU official in the past 9 months. The resignation was from the ISU Executive Vice President Elizabeth Hoffman, who will be leaving by the end of December officially. In the 9 years Saftag has served, he has secured more than $1 billion for the ISU Foundation. Saftag stated, quote, "It has been my family's privilege to be a part of the Iowa State community during these several productive years," end quote. The search for a new president will begin immediately, but no timeline has been given as to how long it will take.
Did you know somebody is in need of blood every 2 seconds? Matt Van Winkle and Julie Farrell let you know how you can help.
The annual ISU Spring Blood Drive is being held this week in the Great Hall of the Memorial Union. Iowa State is home to one of the largest student-run blood drives in the nation, and each year, thousands of students and faculty take time to donate to one of 4 blood centers in the area. Aaron Lorch, one of the blood drive directors, said donating blood is an easy process.
I guess when people come into the blood drive, they might be a little, wary of it, a little scared of the whole process. But, the main thing they need to know is that it's not really a bad process at all. They're going to come into the MU, to the Great Hall, and they're going to head over to the Cardinal Room where registration is going to happen. They're going to lead you to a different, one of possibly 2 or 3 different blood drives. And then from there, you're going to go a process, you're going to talk with the people, and you're going to get set up. They lead you around and they explain everything very nicely to you.
Depending on how long the wait is, the entire process could take from as quick as 15 minutes to as long as up to 2 hours. Tessa Vrau is a returning donor. She admits she doesn't like needles, but the staff at the drive is very helpful.
They'll talk you through it if you want to know what's going on, or if you don't want to, they'll respect that too. And so it's just come in, give an hour of your time, and it's a great way to get cookies and help people.
Like most people, Jace Christensen said he was scared the first time he donated.
I didn't know if it hurt or not, but after they helped me, the ladies, the aides helped me through it, and it was really easy to get in the groove. And after that, I've donated probably 4 or 5 times. I enjoy it, just helping out.
The drive is going on through Thursday, and students can register between 10 a.m. and 5 p.m. each day. For ISU TV with Matt Van Winkle, I'm Julie Farrell.
Blood centers from Ottumwa, Des Moines, Omaha, and Ames are all at the blood drive this week. If you want to help out, just stop by the volunteer table at the Great Hall.
The Ames Chamber of Commerce will be hosting their annual Business to Business Expo on Thursday at the Sheeman Building. Local area businesses will have the opportunity to showcase their company to the Ames community, advertise jobs, and recruit new employees. The expo is free and open to the public. Businesses wishing to exhibit must be chamber members and register prior to the events. For more information about the event or becoming a member of the chamber, visit their website at ameschamber.com.
There was no high-speed chase involved in a bank robbery in Des Moines on Monday, since the thief turned himself in hours later. 31-year-old Lavius Rowe walked into the police headquarters admitting that he broke into the Liberty Bank earlier that day. Officers went to the bank at around 4 a.m. after a call from the alarm company. There was broken glass and $40 had been taken. Rowe told police that he used a golf club to break in and cut his leg during the process. He is currently in custody pending a $5,000 bail.
Dozens of trees in the Des Moines golf course were uprooted and spread across the course Monday night due to a microburst. A microburst is a column of seeking air that produces high winds from all directions. Staff members said it only lasted a few seconds and that everyone was safely inside the clubhouse when it occurred. KCCI meteorologist John McLaughlin said the radar estimated the winds at least 70 miles per hour.
The family of a Des Moines man who went missing in 1974 may finally get some closure. Oral Stewart Jr. was a Marine stationed in California when he disappeared. The Marines assumed that Stewart was a deserter, but the police in Long Beach recently discovered that Stewart was a murder victim from a cold case.
Sick of trying on the latest fashions out at the mall? Justin Houston and I met up with a team of ISU professors who put a new twist into finding the right size.
Online shopping. How many times have you shopped online for clothing and wondered if that garment would fit you properly? A team at ISU is working on the technology that may help you answer that question. Professor Fatma Beitar is one of the researchers experimenting with the fashion technology.
I'm also interested in another technology which is about creating digital garments and like digital virtual try-on. The fashion industry right now is more inclined to use this technology, virtual try-on technology.
Imagine walking to your favorite outlet store, stepping into a booth, getting your body scanned, and trying on your favorite clothes virtually.
With this 3D scanning technology, shoppers will be able to have their bodies scanned, measurements detailed for their body type, create virtual avatars, and customize garments to their liking before purchasing. Dr. Young Lee, who has worked extensively with the technology, believes the process will help the online shopper experience.
Really play with the sustainability, sustainable fashion, and how the industry really fit into the consumer satisfaction.
Lee also expects the technology to be used internationally.
This is really early stage of the 3D scan data to develop the virtual prototype, to do the fit testing in a more global setting.
The process could save you, the consumer, time and money, as well as the manufacturer's materials and overproduction. The technology is slowly making its way into major shopping centers across the USA.
I am expecting to see this technology being implemented widely in the future.
For ISU TV, this has been Jonathan Harris with Justin Houston.
Speaking of buying things online, a trend for online prostitution has hit the internet. Backpage.com has become one of the primary destinations on the internet to buy sex. Hundreds of advertisements are posted each day by both pimps and prostitutes. With prostitution moving from the streets to the web, law enforcement and sex abuse watchdogs are faced with a new set of challenges. A small group of individuals have started a campaign to shut down the website.
A Waterloo woman got quite scared while jogging on Monday. The woman was running in George Wythe State Park in mid-afternoon when a man on a bike stabbed her shoulder as he passed by. The victim then used her cell phone to call 911. 19-year-old Blake Hauser has been arrested in connection with the incident. Coming after the break, find out more about the Illinois primary and a Florida shooting.
Stay tuned. You're watching iState News.
Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family. Go to discovertheforest.org.
Welcome to Fogels.
Beautiful, isn't it?
You expect options everywhere else. Why not with your medical treatment? Talk with your doctor to explore all your options and find what's right for you. Visit ahrq.gov.
My name's Reggie. Just recently, my wife and I took in her sister's children. And we already had 4, so I went from becoming a family man to a man with a bigger family. You can't eat love, so I don't know how I'm going to feed them tonight. How was that, Rich?
I think I look more like Denzel.
That's cold, man.
Play a role in ending hunger. Visit feedingamerica.org/hunger and find your local food bank.
The federal prosecutors and the FBI are beginning to investigate the killing of an unarmed African-American teen. On February 26, 17-year-old Trayvon Martin was shot while walking to his father's fiance's house in Sanford, Florida. Martin's father believes that race was a factor in his son's death, even though George Zimmerman, a Hispanic neighborhood watch volunteer, acknowledged his shooting the teen. After Zimmerman called 911, the police dispatcher told him not to follow the teen. A few minutes later, someone called in a report of an altercation. In the background, you can hear Martin's pleas for help. It is still unclear when federal officials will announce a decision in the case.
Tragedy struck a family in Milwaukee when a falling TV killed a child on Sunday. 4-year-old Yariam Ramos was playing in her room when she climbed onto a dresser to change the channel on the TV. Both the TV and the dresser fell over on the little girl and knocked her unconscious. Her family rushed her to the hospital where surgery on her liver failed to save her life.
Things are heating up in Illinois as the Republican primary continues. Rick Santorum and Mitt Romney are facing off for the 54 delegates. Romney is looking for another must-win primary state. Romney regained a bit of momentum on Sunday, where he trounced Santorum in the Puerto Rican primary with 83% of the votes. The latest poll suggests Romney leads Santorum by 15 points in Illinois.
French authorities are investigating neo-Nazis after a series of killings that have occurred in the past 8 days. 3 children and 1 teacher were killed in a Jewish school in the south of France Monday. The gunman wore a camera on his chest as he shot the students, although authorities do not know if he was actually recording the attack. One of the guns used Monday was also used in the killing of French soldiers of North African and Caribbean origin on March 11th and 15th. No one has been arrested in either case.
Nothing says St. Paddy's Day like some street rioting. In the Canadian city of London, Ontario, St. Paddy's parties spun out of control as rioters fought with firefighters and police on the streets. Rioters hurled bottles at the police and set a TV truck on fire. 11 people were arrested and around $100,000 of damage was accounted for. Officers are reviewing videos in an effort to arrest more people.
5 members of the University of Southern Mississippi Pep Band are facing disciplinary action after yelling derogatory chants during the NCAA basketball tournament this weekend. The students have had their scholarships revoked and have been removed from the band after yelling at Angel Rodriguez, a Puerto Rican student from Kansas State. The University of Southern Mississippi has apologized for the chants, and the students have been required to complete a 2-hour training course on cultural sensitivity.
Heavy rains threatened to flood sections of southern states in the U.S. only a day after a tornado from the same slow-moving system touched down in south-central Texas. Monday evening, a suspected tornado hit near Natalia, Texas. The Medina County Sheriff's Office said it received more than 300 calls about damages or injuries. Luckily, no known deaths have been reported. The National Weather Service has issued a flash flood watch for sections of Texas, Louisiana, Oklahoma, and Arkansas. By Wednesday morning, accumulations up to 10 inches of rain are expected in northeast Texas and southeast Oklahoma, and up to 8 inches in southwest Arkansas.
One of the most famous disappearance cases in history is being reopened. The Obama administration said it was joining an upcoming search to find the wreckage of Amelia Earhart's plane. The search is headed by the International Group for Historical Aircraft Recovery and will focus on the remote Gardner Island in the Pacific Ocean. Historians believe Earhart crashed into the ocean, while some conspiracy theorists claim she was a U.S. agent and was captured by the Japanese when she disappeared in 1937. The search will coincide with the 75th anniversary of Earhart's departure.
A series of car bombings rocked Iraq today, which is the 9th anniversary of the U.S. invasion and days before the nation hosts a meeting of Arab leaders. The violence left at least 41 people dead and 190 wounded, officials said. Some of the bombings targeted police and government facilities. The violence is the worst since February 23rd, when 44 people were killed and more than 200 people were wounded in a string of attacks. Nearly 4,500 Americans, over 300 allied troops, were killed before the latest American troops in December. Estimates of the Iraqi death toll run well above 100,000. And now that we have Jesse at the desk, what does the weather look like for the rest of the week?
Well, it looks like it's going to be a wet week. I'll have a detailed forecast here in a minute after the break. You're watching iState News.
What if a disaster strikes without warning? What if life as you know it has completely turned on its head? What if everything familiar becomes anything but? Before a disaster turns your family's world upside down, it's up to you to be ready. Get a kit, make a plan, be informed today. Learn how at ready.gov.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
Clean kitchen surfaces, utensils, and hands with soapy water. 1 in 6 Americans will get sick from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
Welcome back to iState News. I'm Jessie Kaler with your weather. Well, right now in Ames, we're looking at calm weather. It's a little bit wet, though, with a high of 72 degrees. And looking at temps across the state, we have Storm Lake at about 70 degrees, Pella at 73, and Waterloo at about 72 degrees. So it's a nice 70-degree weather across the state. Tonight in Ames, it's going to be rainy with winds at about 15 to 20 miles per hour. So if you are driving, make sure you watch out for that slant and rain. 59 degrees is our high for tonight. And for tomorrow, it's going to still be raining. Winds are going to be about 5 to 10 miles per hour, so it's going to decrease just a little bit. 68 degrees is going to be our high. And for our day planner, it looks like midnight we're still going to have rain. 64 degrees is our high. The winds 20 miles per hour. 8 a.m. is going to be 59 degrees with the winds decreasing just a little bit at 15 miles per hour. And 3 p.m. it's going to be rainy with a little bit of 62 degrees, and 5 to 10 miles per hour is going to be our wind count. Tuesday, it's going to be 69 degrees with rainy. It's going to be rainy all week. 54 is our low, and 71 degrees is our high on Wednesday. 54 is our low. Thursday is going to be 68 degrees. 49 is going to be our low. Friday, we're looking at a little bit of sun with partly sunny skies. 67 degrees as our high, and 47 degrees as our low. Saturday goes back to cloudy skies with a high of 65 degrees.
Well, thanks for that weather update, Jessie.
You're welcome. After the break, we're going to have Katie Longnecker with sports. Stay tuned. You're watching iState News.
ISU TV is a student-run television station that provides student-generated content for Mediacom Channel 18. Production and filming of shows takes place at Studio B in the Communications Building. Shows range from news, sports, comedy, weather, to talk show formats.
There's so many different things outside of just journalism and broadcasting that you can do it at ISU TV. If you want to be a writer, you can write. If you want to be on TV, you can do that. We work with equipment. If you want to do anything as far as multimedia is related, you have so many different options.
Anytime during the semester, they're welcome to get involved with any of the shows that ISU TV puts on air, and they're going to get trained by their peers. If they don't feel comfortable doing that, they can take any of our classes, writing classes, production classes. They can do packages and do the entire thing from A to Z.
To find out how you can get involved with ISU TV, visit our website at isutv.stu.org.iastate.edu.
name's Reggie. Just recently, my wife and I took in her sister's children. And we already had 4, so I went from becoming a family man to a man with a bigger family. And you can't eat love, so I don't know how I'm going to feed them tonight. How was that, Rich?
I think I look more like Denzel.
That's cold, man.
Play a role in ending hunger. Visit feedingamerica.org/hunger and find your local food bank.
Ready.
Oh, come on, Randy. Animal shelter, here I come. And no, I'm not crazy or emotionally damaged. That's a stereotype. I just belong to a total loser. I'm a good dog. So if you want a pet, adopt. And if you see Randy, tell him he dropped his wallet.
Welcome back to iState News. I'm Katie Longnecker here with your sports. The men's basketball season came to an end over the weekend. The ISU men ran into the buzzsaw that is the Kentucky Wildcats in the 3rd round of the NCAA tournament on Saturday night. While the Cyclones made it interesting when they tied at 42-42, the Wildcats shooting was just too much. Though the season is over, the Cyclones left fans with something to remember, and as coach Fred Hoiberg said after the loss, the fans brought Hilton Magic back. Iowa State loses seniors Scott Christopherson and Chris Allen, who finished 2nd and 3rd on the team in scoring with 12.6 and 12.2 points per game. The Cyclones also await the future of another player, Royce White. The sophomore led the Cyclones in 5 statistical categories this season, including points, rebounds, and assists. But it was his play in the 2 NCAA tournament games that is vaulting his NBA draft stock. His work against future NBA lottery picks Andre Drummond of Connecticut and Anthony Davis of Kentucky has some draft analysts listing White as the 20th best player in the upcoming draft after not even being on some of the lists before the tournament. White said after the loss to Kentucky that he would leave the decision to Coach Hoiberg and that he loves Ames, which he said, quote, gave me my life back, end quote. The deadline for players to declare an NBA draft is April 10th. The Iowa State women's basketball team season came to an end on Saturday in the 1st round of the NCAA tournament. The Cyclones committed 30 turnovers in a 71-57 loss to Wisconsin Green Bay. Green Bay's high-pressure defense slowed the Cyclones down on offense. Iowa State trailed 42-23 at halftime, and Green Bay never looked back. The Phoenix hit 11 threes in the game. Sarah Eichler scored 16 points and dished out a team-high 5 assists for the Phoenix. The Cyclones had 5 players score at least 10 points, led by Hallie Christopherson, who scored a team-high 12 points. Green Bay fell to the number 2 seed Kentucky Wildcats last night at Hilton in the 2nd round. Today marks the first day of the spring practice for the Iowa State football team. The team is also holding its annual Pro Day. 11 Cyclone seniors will be working out for NFL scouts, including defensive back Leonard Johnson and offensive lineman Kelechi Osemele, who also worked out at the NFL Combine. There will be a quarterback competition heading into this spring. Jared Barnett replaced Steele Jantz midway through the season, but Jantz played the majority of the team's Pinstripe Bowl loss to Rutgers. Former quarterback Jerome Tiller is now listed as the team's 3rd-string wide receiver heading into this spring. The team will hold its annual spring game on April 14th. And the Denver Broncos and Peyton Manning have reached a 5-year, $96 million contract deal. Manning, a 4-time NFL MVP, signed with the Broncos this morning. The former Indianapolis Colt was released earlier this year after missing all of the 2011 season due to multiple neck operations. Manning will replace Tim Tebow as the team's starting quarterback. The deal will become official today during a press conference in Denver. And that's all I have for sports. Stay tuned. You're watching iState News.
Traditional light bulbs actually generate 9 times more heat than light. Switch to Energy Star light bulbs, and you'll realize just how much cash you are really burning through. Saving energy saves you money. Learn more at EnergySavers.gov.
Today is a special day. Today we gather as a nation and as an international community to recognize the selfless decision of one of the most influential women of our time. She's been recognized by religious figures and politicians around the world. To us, she's just Rachel. But to the rest of the world, she's the woman who, after having one too many drinks, chose not to drive home buzzed. Here today to honor Rachel is the family whose lives she spared.
Up, college is hard. Down, those books are heavy.
My sport is football, but my passion is education. So every year I take promising high schoolers on a college tour to show them that higher education means a brighter future.
My name is Nnamdi Asamoah. I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Find out how you can live United for education. Give, advocate, volunteer. Go to liveunited.org.
Do you wear this?
Welcome back. How much personal information are you willing to give away during your job interview? In efforts to screen job applicants, some employers are asking for Facebook usernames and passwords. Some companies are asking applicants to sign into their accounts with their human resources manager during the interview. The practice is common among public agencies and law enforcement positions.
The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles overtook the Mall of America on Saturday morning. Mall of America and Nickelodeon Universe broke the standing Guinness World Record for the world's largest gathering of Ninja Turtles with 836 fans. The record previously stood at 786. Organizers at the event provided everyone in attendance with a free face masks and a t-shirt. They were also allowed to ride the new attraction for free.
Recent trends show prenuptial agreements aren't just for engaged couples anymore. More couples are living together before marriage, and some are seeking cohabitation agreements. These legally binding contracts are drawn up by an attorney and protect an individual's assets just like a prenup. Ken Osler, the president of the American Academy of Matrimonial Lawyers, said, quote, "A lot more people are delaying or foregoing marriage, and people are realizing as you get older, you have more things to protect," end quote.
An Iowan we are all familiar with is flying to the moon and back. Ashton Kutcher has signed up with Virgin Galactic and is expected to be the 500th customer to take flight. Virgin Galactic has not announced an official first flight, but ticket costs are $200,000 with an initial deposit of $20,000.
So what won't that Richard Branson won't do?
I know. He has his hand in a number of different projects, it seems.
With all that money, why not?
That's true. That is true. You'd have to think of how much money he has to invest in it for people to have to pay $200,000 a ticket. That's true.
Let alone his own air flight, so I know, right?
Yeah, definitely.
But also a good day for ISU athletics.
Yeah, it's exciting times for the Cyclones.
Indeed.
With Royce White's decision to go to the NBA, not to go to the NBA.
Who knows what he's going to do?
I know. And the first day of spring ball for the football team, we all get excited for that. So,
if the weather were cleared up, that'd be a lot nicer.
I know. It's going to be rainy all week, so everybody should get out their umbrellas and everything.
That's right. Thank you for watching iState News. Everybody have a great afternoon.